So look, I figured I'd do this because I did a bunch of this while we weren't playing together, I guess. But like, look, and if I ever decide to like do anything, you know, like whatever. But anyways, like I did a bunch of this and I did a huge grid. But I think you remember what I was talking about. So everything should be there, really. It shouldn't be that hard, I think, to remember everything I said. But like, you saw me make this, which was me making something along this area because I thought it was flat enough to make a grid off of this area. And then I told you how I just replicate grids off of the little road guideline system, just, you know, over and over and over and over. So just follow that all the way up here, and around in this direction I see this nice area, right, that stretches off in this whole direction, that allows me to make a nice little grid that's more or less even. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. And so I make this nice little grid here and I lay it down, and again I follow the shorelines, so, and the terrain lines like this. You know, and that's pretty much just the standard. And then to connect these up, I'd probably do something like that, and you know, the whole little other tricks, you know, 160, then 160 in this direction, somewhere around there, and that should be good enough, you know, usually. And that's how you start just making grids off of all of this, you know. It's really pretty easy at some point once you get the hang of it. I should have probably done this to match the units that I'm supposed to leave in between, but anyways, you see me following then the terrain lines up here, and then you fit the whole grid along that, and that's what makes it look nice and, I guess, realistic. But anyways, and then this is mainly why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to explain this, because later I'm going to forget. So I wanted to make something that later on I can just have a nice smooth highway exit off of here that turns into just this street that leads straight into this area. And so I just wanted to lay the street off, and obviously I followed the terrain, and it's nice and perfect, you know, it fits it nice. It's just happens to be that way. And I could have done it in this one too, I guess, but I chose to do it there. And then to fit it into this grid, what did I do? I just followed this line, and then I already had this coming over here and following a terrain line coming this way, and so it's pretty easy to then just kind of adjust that there. And that's kind of more or less what a real street would do. Just, oh yeah, let's go down here, and it follows the easiest terrain, not just the straightest terrain. So, and then I have this street that's running around here, following some terrain, more or less following the shoreline. If you can see this, the shoreline is over here, and it does that, you know, and it has the same thing here, just more or less, just makes it a drivable sort of route or whatever. And so to join these nuts, I would probably just do something like this, you know, bring this road that comes down here, because obviously I'm going to want to make this road keep going, so just keep it going and keep this grid, which is a new grid, and down to here, finish this up right there, and then this would just connect over here, boom, like that. So now this road doesn't just lead into this area with this road, which also branches off, and all these other roads, which is, so by that point your traffic is just nice and dispersed. But now it can also go down this direction and head off onto this road, so that it can head off into whatever's in this direction, so that whatever traffic, for example, if you have traffic that's going here but also traffic that's going here, now instead of all piling onto one road, they can also pile onto this road. And so, you know, it just helps like I said, spread out the traffic. And I guess for now, that's all I really had to say. So I'm gonna stop this.
Bruh.
Suppose I could keep going. Alright, so what do I do here? That would make sense, I guess. Where are you? Road guideline. Boop. I'm not going to use that little street, but I just want to bring this one down. That. Just as far as possible. And then bring this one down there. Let's look at the terrain here. Yeah, that's not so bad. Alright. Bring that there. 80. Okay. 120. Just barely, really. That could be another 80, really. Oh no, it's 120. Oh, why'd I do it in that direction? I'm stupid. Alright, here we go. Got this. Shouldn't even really be doing it like that, I guess. Or actually, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't care. Or I do care, but I like it. So that's 120. But that's not the point here. I'm not supposed to do that there. I'm supposed to do that. Do this. Come in here. Grab this. Can I? Is there anything more mild than that? Is that really it? How does that look? No, that looks weird. Oh, there we go. There you are. Hopefully that doesn't mess anything up, because that is really small. But the arrows are perfect, so it's fine, I think. This is where I have to do it. 80. So then, let's turn these off. These nuts. That's 120. It's also 120. Can I do that? 80. Okay. Boom. 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 Ah! That was whack. I didn't like that. That makes me really upset. Better not do that again. 80. Come on. Come on. Let's give it a brace. And then let's fix it. There we go. And then, just to get it nice and straight, let's make this one 90 so that this can be nice and straight. Although I think it was better the other way. The way the game works, it just makes it look more like 90 degrees than the actual 90 degrees. Hopefully. That's better. It's a smooth one. I think. I'm overthinking it. That's fine. That's a nice grid. I like that. Alright. I'm building off in this direction for two reasons. Because this node gives me that nice, perfect grid for the buildings, at least. As well as the space. There's a bit of, I don't know if I can explain this, but you can more or less fit a grid in this little flat-ish area. And so that gives the most, the least steep slope for your grid, so that you can put hopefully bigger buildings in each lot. Hopefully, so that you can tax them more. As you can see, I put a lot of emphasis on keeping the grid as perfect as possible, because I like it that way. There we go. Is that it? It's not it. Is it? It is. Okay. Perhaps that wasn't a good idea. Let's see how this will look. Yeah, it might have not been a good idea. How about this? How about that? Is there a node in between there? No, good. So I can, let's see, can I pull this? Can I yank this over? I don't think so. It keeps going way past where I need it to be. Oh well. I suppose that's as good as I can get it. Even though that really upsets me. Almost to the point where I don't want to do it there anymore. We'll see what we can do. Alright. I have to figure out what I want to do here, because I don't like this. It looks weird. Do I want to actually build around this? Really? I don't know what to do about that. I'm gonna leave it for later. I'm gonna fill in this area. Now I can see a nice box up until about around, not there, but oh yeah, actually yeah, there. Very nice. Okay. Boom. 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 And I suppose, whoopsie daisies. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom. Another boom, because I'm gonna do it all the way down there. Perfect. And perfect. I didn't think that would match up perfectly, but it did. I hope I'm not being too quiet. Let's see. Ah. Alright. And then, so in this direction. So, alright. So, for example, you have this street. Oh no. It's gonna end at the precipice of this hill, which it could, or it could go down it too. Let's see. So let's go one unit thing out. Now let's go down in this direction, following this terrain in a straight direction, not quite the most level terrain, but you'll see what I'm trying to do here in a second. I hope. Anyways. Alright. I'll have this go off in this direction just for the sake of it. Just because this would have been a more a steeper slope and just a general area that I wouldn't want a main road to go down into. I'll do something else with this. This will be its own thing down here, I suppose. So I'm not gonna mess with this yet, because we haven't even started yet. I'm not gonna like design the whole city when we haven't even laid down any buildings. I know you already laid down some buildings over here in your little stuff that you're doing, but I have not. And so here, what do I do? Okay, so obviously this branches off in this direction, so this could be a completely different street. And so technically, I guess it does end there, and then we bring this one off in this direction, and we can actually, that's awesome, we can build off of that grid, and it brings it pretty much almost exactly where I want it to be. So let's make one block just for the sake of it, and then this one will end here. This one will come over here down to this. Okay, and then from here we'll readjust. We'll not readjust the grid. We will start our own grid based off of this terrain. Yeah, I like that. And we'll bring it out to that unit right there. And then here I'll do this to make it nice and nice. And you can start to see how all this stuff kind of interacts with itself, because then obviously this road is coming down here as well from the same grid. And so this will all interact with itself, and a lot of this traffic will feed off into all these other streets, and that's what ultimately gives you, I think, better traffic flow. And then you'll see a bunch of other stupid little rules that you have to do with Traffic Manager. For example, I would say, I don't have anything yet, but let's do it like this. For example, or I can demonstrate it with one of these streets because these are pretty cool. But say I want to make one of these streets into a main street. So say this one. So we bring it over here, right? And we bring it, and it's all running great, and it's going great. And this is my point. We get to this point. There's so many junctions, and you're not going to have lights at every single one of those junctions. And so this street demonstrates this perfectly, because what you want to do is this. You go here, and for example, you don't want people to do across here, but you'll allow it here. Not here, maybe here. Maybe. I might change my mind. Yeah, because at the same time you want people to be able to use the crosswalks, which is ultimately why I'm putting street lights. It's not so much for the cars as much as pedestrians. Over here, I'm going to leave these two with no cross, and then here it will, because this is a more main street, which it could be a main street later. So, and same goes for these two over here. And so what happens then? So then you come to these little streets right here, and you eliminate the left hand. Here you eliminate the across and left hand. Same goes for here, across, left hand. Over here you eliminate the left hand. And then you go in here and you eliminate no pedestrian crossings, and don't stop at the junction, basically. So they can just follow through, because this is now just nice straight piece of road. And you have to then go through and do it for all of these. So here as well, I forgot the left hand, and then do here, here, here. Oops, here, there, there. Oh, one last step. You do this. Boom, 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 so that they yield for all the ones coming on here. And that will ultimately give you the best traffic flow for this street, despite all the traffic lights. Here usually it's fine, because these are pretty big blocks, and people won't be using these streets as much, usually, because they're a lot, and there'll usually be just houses and residential along those streets. because I like to do it in like an LA way, which LA was meant to be kind of like this, with trams. Originally, at least, they had tram lines, and they would run like this along all the main streets. That was it's a pretty cool system if you really think about it. This is what LA was supposed to be like, and I think some streets might have still been like this, but the point was that a lot of streets would be like this, and then you'd have another one over here that would run much the same way. And so this is cars and tram line running along the city, right? Cool, right? And then each of these little blocks of grid in between are now basically like suburbs within the city. Same goes for example for this one, and you'd have maybe another one running, and then so this huge city just becomes a huge network of just small little neighborhoods all joined together by this network of tram lines, which would be pretty damn cool. But obviously at some point somebody comes along and says, no, I want more lanes for cars, so they go ahead and they just turn everything into just, this. And yeah. But that's kind of what I design my cities around usually, is that this system of like little suburbs in between the main streets. And obviously you can put some commercial here and there peppered in between everything, because I don't like how LA is in real life either, because it's like, finish this. Do I want it there? Yeah, I think so. Alright, which one is most likely to become a main street? Probably this one. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the space on that side. It's perfect. Alright, cool. Let's see how this works out. Let's go by the 880 for the 2 blocks and 2 units measurement. I had a teacher who used to say measurement like that. It was really obnoxious to me. I really didn't like it. She was from the Midwest, and I guess everybody talks weird over there. But I guess everybody sounds weird when they're from a place that you're not from, if that makes sense. I don't know what to do about this area because it has a really weird terrain about it, so I don't know if I should just go straight over it like nothing. Cause I feel like doing that because I don't really feel like doing anything else. Because I'm kind of tired of following the terrain here. It's exhausting. Yeah, that's weird. Nobody would do that in real life. Probably just... No! No! Okay. No! How dare you! Alright. You better work. Nice. I like that. I do like that. perfect. No, that's not perfect. This is perfect. That's perfect. Okay. That I can live with. That I can't live with. Okay. This can be fixed. No worries. That's a heck of a network, by the way. I need a block somewhere around here. Can't just have it be like that. Can't just have it be like that. Or I could just use the terrain as an excuse, because it doesn't really make sense. Why would I do that? Unless I was an idiot, which I am. Hope I don't regret that. Ah, why is it freezing?